Canada's economy just shrank, worse than what anyone expected. And if you're not paying attention, this could cost you serious money. We're talking your mortgage, your small business, and even your take-home pay. Hi, I'm Nipun, a practicing CPA and a mortgage agent, and today I'm gonna break it down for you so you exactly know what to do next. On 29th August, Stats Canada reported that the real GDP fell by 1.6% in quarter 2 of 2025, much worse than the expected 0.6%. That's the sharpest decline in nearly 2 years. Exports plunged 7.5%. That's the biggest drop in 5 years, thanks to the US tariffs hammering key sectors like auto, steel, and aluminium. Business investment contracted too. Machinery and equipment took a dive. But here's the upside. The domestic demand is still strong. Household spending rose by 4.5%, residential investments are up by over 6%, and the government spending went up by 5%. Desjardins' Jimmy Jean sees this as a mixed bag. Exports are plunging, but still there's underlying resilience. He argues that this strengthens the case for a September rate cut. While on the other hand, Scotiabank's Derek Hall points to strong economic activity. The final domestic demand is up by 3.4%, and he sees there's no reason for rate cuts yet. So what does this mean on the ground for home buyers, renters, and small business owners? If you're a potential home buyer or a renter, you should be eyeing the potential rate cuts. It means cheaper borrowing, but of course, increased competition too. If you already have a mortgage, refinancing or renegotiating would be a great move, especially if the September rate cuts happen. If you're a small business owner, especially export sensitive, then you need to watch your costs. Tariffs are squeezing margins, and the only lifeline right now is the domestic demand. If you serve only local markets, the slowdown might not be as hurtful to you, but you need to make sure you check your cash flows and plan for volatility ahead. Let's tie this back to the previous two updates regarding interest rates and the tax cuts. So the Bank of Canada held the key interest rate at 2.75% in August, but with the economic contraction, a cut in September is more likely now. For the tax cuts, if you remember, the federal income tax rates for low-income families was reduced from 15 to 14% from July 1st. That's extra money in your pockets and up to $840 for some families. However, with the rising costs, if you're a beneficiary, you need to make sure that money is going towards either your RRSP, TFSA, or towards tackling your high-interest debts. Here's the bottom line. Canada's economy did shrink, but not all is lost. It highlights a shift from export orientation to strong domestic demand. And if you play it right, you'll be still able to make gain from these changes. Lastly, if you're looking for a CPA or a mortgage agent, there's a form in the description. You can fill it out and we'll get in touch.